You are tuned into Heartstrings and Cosmic Things, where we discuss life with cosmic references and things that tugs at the heartstrings. I am your host, Nikki Love. The topic for today is giving up not an option, the power of persistence and resilience. Today is the 1st of October. And guess what? It's also my birthday. So I know I wanted to make this my first topic for my self-development series, mainly because giving up was never an option for me. I have been gifted with sheer will, extraordinary resilience, and determination by the Most High, and I have had to survive unparalleled storms, which I am now truly grateful for. Now I see that pain truly purifies the soul and defines character if used correctly. And when I say if used correctly, I mean never to make pain make you bitter, but use it to make you better. Through self-development and correcting mistakes, taking accountability for the parts you play in your demise by being true to yourself. Imagine this cosmic analogy. When a comet travels through the vast expanse of space, it faces incredible challenges. For example, the distance it travels, the cosmic storms, the gravitational pull trying to divert its course. Yet, despite all the obstacles, it never stops its journey. It continues to blaze across the night sky with sheer will and determination. Sheer will, determination, and resilience, actually. In many ways, our journey mirrors that comet. The challenges we face seems insurmountable, but like the comet, we have the power to keep moving forward, fueled by our inner strength. Giving up is not an option, because just like the comet, our destination is worth the journey. Let's take a minute to reflect. Have you ever faced a situation where giving up seems like the easiest path? What emotions did that bring up for you? Can you remember? What's one thing that has helped you push through when you felt like giving up? For me, it was the knowing that there is something greater for me to do, coupled with the sheer willingness to not accept defeat. What not giving up looks like to me. So it means persisting even when the path gets tough, when the odds are stacked against you, and when you feel like you're alone in the fight, because sometimes it can feel like that. You're not alone. Might be lonely, but never alone. It's about seeing obstacles not as reason to quit, but as opportunities to grow stronger. It's seeing obstacles as a game to seek solutions. To be solution focused, most likely. It's the mental, emotional, and sometimes physical determination to keep going, despite the voice inside your heart or your head that says you should quit. It is natural to want to give up when things get hard. I understand, because our mind craves comfort and certainty. And when faced with uncertainty or failure, the fear can be overwhelming. I get it. We do not give up because we are not strong. We give up because of self-doubt, fear of failure, the wrong environment, I can tell you that, lack of support, or because the goal feels too far in the distance. But these feelings are fleeting and more likely temporary. They're like passing clouds in front of the sun. They may dim your light for a moment, but they can never extinguish the essence of who you truly are to the core, the way you were chosen to be when you started your cosmic journey. The power of resilience is pushing through difficult times or difficult moments. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks, adapt to change, whatever circumstantial change it is, because it is circumstantial, and keep moving forward even when the path isn't clear, even when you can't see light at the end of the tunnel. It's the knowing that the light is there. You just have to go through that dark tunnel. Resilience isn't about unbreakable. It's about being unshakable. It's about being able to bend without breaking. Every challenge you face and overcome adds to your resilience, which becomes a tool you have in your emotional toolkit, equipped and ready for future encounters. Or if you recycle your experiences, like for a time I kept recycling my experiences, so I know this to be true, which makes you stronger and more capable. Here is a brilliant example. Think of the bamboo plant. I know these plants are mostly in Asia and the Caribbean. We mostly see bamboo trees in the Caribbean. But think of the bamboo plant. It bends in the wind, sways during storms, but it rarely breaks. Even when pushed to its limits, it returns to its original position. From my experience, being adaptable is one of the best tools you can have in your toolkit. The ability to bend with life. That's the essence of resilience. Knowing how to bend with life's pressure without losing your core strength. That's the most important thing, is to not lose your core strength. Here are 5 tools for your life skills toolkit, along with some practical tips. If you want to get better in your persistence and resilience, one of the main things and habits to cultivate is persistence and resilience. And that starts with shifting your mindset. The first step is not giving up. To change the way you view challenges, the way you perceive them, the way you acknowledge them. Because sometimes we lie to ourselves in the moment. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks, view them as stepping stones. When you hit an obstacle, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Persistence isn't about ignoring the difficulties. It's about acknowledging them and choosing to move forwards anyway. Even if it's painful, even if you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, even if it's hard, even if your emotions is severely broken, it's about pushing through the pain to the other side where pleasure resides. A practical tip: next time you face a challenge, instead of focusing on how hard it is, focus on the solution and how to get out of the challenge. If it's a goal you have, remind yourself why you started. Keep your goal in mind and use it as a motivation to push forward and push through. Try breaking down the goals as well. One of the reasons people give up is because the goal feels too overwhelming. Breaking it down into smaller, manageable steps makes it easier to stay on track. Focus on what you can do today to move forward rather than stressing about the entire journey. Another practical tip is each day set one small goal that brings you closer to your larger goal. Celebrate small wins. Pat yourself on the back, because each one is a step forward to your success, to your divine destiny. There is no wrong choices. There is no wrong steps that you could take, because it all leads you right back to where you need to be. And the third tip for your toolkit is to embrace failure as a teacher. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's actually a disguised blessing. It has been for me, at least. It's a valuable teacher. Every time you fail, you gain insight into what didn't work and what might work better next time. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they have succeeded. But they kept going because they understood that failure is a major part of the process. Majorly. I can't stress that enough. Failure is a major part of success. If not, it's the premise on which success stands. Failure is the structure in which success stands. So a practical tip is when you experience failure, instead of feeling defeated, take a moment to reflect. What can I learn from this? How can this make me better and not bitter? Shift your perspective from defeat to one of solution orientation, or see it as an opportunity for better things to come. And number 4, develop a support system. I cannot stress this enough. I am from Jamaica and living, and I'm a part of the diaspora, and it's been difficult being here without my family. And I had to gather my core friends, people who celebrate me, people who genuinely love me, as support system. And I'm so grateful for the ones that stuck around and invested in me, and I'm so grateful for the ones that truly love me. But develop a support system. Having people around you who believe in you is crucial. I can't tell you how crucial that is when things get tough. A support system offers encouragement when you feel like giving up, and it provides a different perspective. Have you ever spoken to a friend and you were hell-bent on what was going on in your mind, and as soon as you spoke to a conscious person or a person who understands, immediately your perspective change? So when you feel like giving up, it provides a different perspective when you are stuck in your head, because you replay on loop over and over, and you have the wrong perspective until you share it. So whether it's a friend, family, or mentor, surround yourself with people who uplifts and makes a difference in your life, who motivate you, who celebrates you. They have to be making a difference. A practical tip for number 4 is to reach out to someone who inspires you or truly loves and celebrates you. Join a community even with like-minded people who are pursuing similar goals. Support system keep us accountable and remind us that we don't have to do it alone. And number 5, toolkit. A tools for you toolkit is practice self-care. A massive part of self-care is being kind to yourself. For a very long time, I wasn't being kind to myself because I used to replay everything that has been done to me. And so one of the massive tools that I had to garnish is knowing how to be kind to myself. That was a massive part of my self-care toolkit. Having self-compassion is essential for self-preservation. When you're hard on yourself, it makes things more difficult for you. If you're hard on yourself for not achieving a goal as quickly as you'd hope, that puts pressure on yourself. It's easy to lose motivation that way. But when you treat yourself with kindness and patience, you create the space to grow and continue your journey without the weight of self-criticism. And remember, it's self-preservation, not self-deprivation. And a practical tip is, when you're feeling frustrated, pause and talk to yourself the way you would to a friend. Offer kind words to yourself, words of compassion instead of criticism. If you make a mistake, learn from the mistake. Ask, what is this trying to teach me? What am I meant to learn? Because you can't have a message without the mess. And you'll be tested to give a testimony. So you have to find out what it came to teach you. So instead of criticizing yourself, be very kind and gentle to yourself. Remind yourself it's the first time that you're making this mistake. Remind yourself that even if it's the second time, that you'll put more effort into learning what you did wrong or you didn't recognize the first and the second time. Sometimes it takes 3 times because we keep missing the breadcrumbs that is being presented. So remind yourself also that progress takes time and that you're doing your best. Take it one task at a time or step by step. We've come to the end of today's podcast. And I want you to say these things with me, these words of affirmation. This is the closing affirmation. I am resilient. I am capable. I am kind to myself. I am stronger than any challenge. I trust my journey. And I know that every step forward brings me closer to my goals. Anytime you feel like giving up, remember that persistence is your greatest ally. And the universe truly and ultimately supports your growth. And next time, we will dive into the art of self-accountability, how taking ownership of your actions can transform your life. Until then, keep pushing forward, stay strong, and remember, giving up is not an option. From your host, Nikki Love, XOXO.